Help! I've been tossed overboard.
I'll have to bill you extra for my time.
Welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a suit when your head is...
Meanwhile, from prison, here's the That Umbrella Guy and Megan Fox show. Welcome and Happy New Year!
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand, purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming, every step I take, they know a boss is coming.
Is that a poppy seed? You realize I'm your P.O., right? Straight to booking!
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yeah!
Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem. Under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY, I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
Yeah, it's T.U.G, that umbrella guy. You picked the wrong storm. 2 times on the docket, used to lane learn. You kept running to the court, I just let it burn. You was barking on the phone, all that tough talk threatened. Now you looking at the floor like judge, I'm just stressing. You swing wild, I parry that, turn it to a meme. You gamble with your rep, I'm cashing out on the stream. You said you'd end me, now you trim me. You a car crash clip, I rewind it in 4K HD. You hate the channel cause the truth don't bend. You ain't a rival, you a cautionary tale I pen. You said you wrecked me, but I wrecked you worse. You tried to cancel, now you stuck replaying this verse. 2 times ain't enough for you. Keep suing cause you're scared of truth. That umbrella guy gon' shine right through. You call it war, I call it views. She crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah, that's old news. Crazy, crazy, yeah, that's old news. 2 times ain't enough for you. Yeah. You was yelling at the screen, veins popping in your neck, talking big, talking bold, but your story don't connect. You a late night rant, I'm a documented fact. You a tantrum in a tweet, I'm receipts in the stack. You said I'll ruin you, I said bet cool. Now the judge looking sideways, who really the fool? You keep threatening in the dark, I just flipped the switch. You a star of your own breakdown, welcome to the glitch. Mic drop, every time that I quote your lies. You keep spinning, I keep winning, watch the view count rise. You call me villain, but I'm still chilling. You the one scribbling in threads like that's some kind of living. 2 times ain't enough for you. Keep suing cause you scared of truth. That umbrella guy gon' shine right through. You call it war, I call it views. She crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah, that's old news. Crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah, that's old news. 2 times ain't enough for you. 2 times ain't enough for you. 2 times ain't enough for you. You threatened my name, I turned it to fame. You play with the flame, got torched by the game. You keep coming back, same move, same rage. I just flipped times ain't enough. 2 times ain't enough.
All right, what's up, folks? I didn't want to switch over for a minute. Megan will be here in just a few minutes. It has been a very interesting day. Excuse me, too. I may sound like I've been hotboxing gravel because, well, weather changes around here are not being friendly. How are you folks today? My. Yeah. Some people, I swear, some people never ever freaking learn anything. It's kind of amazing because, you know, it's amazing that we've been looking at this this particular thing for, God, what feels like an eternity now. You know, I mean, we're talking about years now. We have some of the some of the ecosystem wanting to step back in, which is funny. You know, we've had miltoast sightings yet again, which I thought was funny. Apparently, miltoast, after months of crying about how he's somehow the short end of the straw victim, apparently he wants to jump back in yet again. You have, weirdly enough, all of these people, they seem to enjoy colluding on kind of the same narratives too. You know, you had them, whether they're colluding potentially on the same narrative about some pretty heinous stuff about Hales, whether it's something about Megan Fox, whether it's something about myself, who knows? You know, they all seem to want some, and yet, man. Oh, isn't that nice? Look at that. Happy 60th birthday, Megan. Wow, that's wild there. That's wild. I'm sure she would enjoy that one. I'm sure she wouldn't give you the foot upside the old boot for that one. Yeah, Donna's mom. Actually, I did get some chloroseptic that was not expired this time. I swear that was the grossest thing. You know, you don't think about stuff like that being expired until, yeah, my mom, you know, my mom's funny like that. Actually, my grandparents were really funny like that. You know, my grandparents would be like, hey, hon, here's you some stuff. You know, you could take this, and you'd look at it and be like, yeah, I don't think that's good anymore. I think that's about a few years too late. You know what I mean? Oh, it's so good though. Yeah, my mom, if you missed that, my mom yesterday, she was helping out with the preamble to this mess, and she decided to hand me some stuff that, well, let's just say it had been expired for about 3 years. That's pretty gross, by the way. It's very gross. I didn't think about like the weird thing is that apparently chloroseptic, if it sits around for 6 years probably, it still retains the same consistency. It still retains pretty much everything the same, and yeah, except for the taste. Yuck. I was like, man, maybe I'm gonna go have a doctor visit. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, Frederick. Yeah, I remember that. Actually, you know what's really gross with the medication I've been taking now, because I have low blood pressure problems. The medication, it likes salt. You know, I mean, I'm talking about like your body needs salt, and the amount of salt that is required with that medication is insane.
Boom.
It is absolutely. So, hey, what's up?
What's up?
Oh, not much. I was talking about, so I was looking at the amount of salt I'm supposed to take with that medication I've been taking. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And you
Yeah,
haven't been taking it, have you?
well, it's
How
the
much is it that you're supposed to take?
the equivalent of 3 teaspoons.
Which is how
Just
many
about.
grams? How many grams?
6 to 10,000.
Yep, that's
Micro, yeah.
exactly what my kid is supposed to be taking.
That's insane, man. Have you ever,
That's
you
why
know,
I bought sodium pills. They make them
even with the sodium pills, though. Okay, so the
But
sodium
you have to drink water with that too.
yeah, but the sodium pills, oh yeah, yeah, you have to drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
You have to anyway, even without it, because those things want it so much. But with the sodium pills, like those extra strength ones, they're like 750. So if you're looking at those numbers, you could be talking 10 to 15 of those, the equivalent. I mean, that's like, yeah, you
I
know,
know
your
it's a
body
lot, but you can buy them in 1,000 milligrams.
your body doesn't like it after a little while.
Yeah, 1,000 milligrams.
Your body's like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that today. You know?
Did you try the buoy drops?
I ordered some. They're on their way. You know,
Good.
unfortunately, they. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm
Because
gonna tell
that'll
you.
help.
So they have the same place that sells them has a store. You know, the regular store, and they have an eBay store. In their eBay store, their bottles they clock for about $7 a piece instead of the
Really?
website cost. Yeah, and that's for the
Are you
rest.
sure they're real?
Oh yeah, yep. Because they have, you know how they have that messenger set up where they'll send you messages. They started messaging me from the eBay store.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So it was the same place, only they were a lot different in the price. So I was like, yeah, I'll try them. You know, and it comes with that rescue salt too.
Yep, the rescue salt is really good, and it tastes good, and it's got a lot of like minerals in it too. But yeah, guys, the chat's all going nuts about the surgery. It went the surgery part went great. Unfortunately, the recovery part is really, really hard, and she's in a lot of pain. And I just had to wake her up right when the show was starting because it was time for the next pain pill. And now she's awake, unfortunately, and in horrible pain. She had to get up and go to the bathroom, and man, that was rough. And she can't eat. She wants to eat. She's so hungry, but she's in too much pain. So I made her a milkshake. That's why I was late. I was making a milkshake.
You're good, man. I didn't know if you'd make it today, but
yeah, and I might be able to. I might have to leave early, but I am. I'm here for now. And if she needs anything, I mean, my husband is here too, so she's. And her boyfriend is on the way, so she's gonna be.
Well, she's there where you can, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Well, that's good, man. I know when you're taking, you're like, well, she made it through. And they said good. I was like, man, that's good news, you know.
Yeah, yeah. The surgeon was very pleased with how it all went. So no, she also did have a tear in the meniscus. He found when he went in there, but he said because she's so young, it already started healing. So he only had to trim up a little bit of a flap of it that kind of was coming off. And he doesn't think she's going to have any trouble with it at all. It's just going to heal by itself.
That's good news, man. That's actually really good news. You know,
and no, they didn't give us a cooling machine. They gave that to my husband when he had it. She is on ice. She's laying on ice. Plus she has ice wrapped around her knee. Like she has a lot of ice right now. But I had to order one of those ice machines. They gave one to my husband at the hospital when he had it done, but we didn't get that for her. I don't know why. I wish I had thought to ask while we were there because those things work great. And unfortunately, I can't get it until it won't be delivered until Monday. So I'm a little annoyed. So,
well, you know, I don't know, man. Today, these the doctors, we talked about pain management. That's the one thing that does frighten me, you know, because they've reacted, you know, in the past it was a free for all. And now, you know, they've reacted so much that I don't know how they do. So, you know, I know you have to push them really hard. So that was good to hear that you definitely brought that up to them too.
yeah. Yeah, so the pain management that they give you now is not great either. Then again, I think the problem is it's such a painful surgery that
sure.
You can't take enough pain meds unless they knock you out, you know. So,
well, unfortunately, no matter what, you know, you still have to deal with the recovery portion, you know, but at the same time, you're dealing with the recovery portion. You know, that means you are still around and recovering. That's good.
mm-hmm.
Man, so apparently a few people have been wanting to get back into the mess. I haven't even bothered to go over and collect screenshots, but I definitely was sent some audio from a certain, I would say, little fat man, but I guess that's a that's not a great description, you know. There's nothing little about that fat man. But yeah, apparently he's decided, I guess, to stop the crying again. And it wants to end. I wonder how long it'll take before either one of two things happens. The crying starts again, or I'm actually so low on the totem pole that I need blood sports again. I wonder which one will happen. And it's gotta
I didn't get this audio. I don't know what it's about.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, it was another stream trying to get involved yet again.
Oh, right. And you mean another show?
Yeah, another little.
Another clown car recipient.
Yeah. So
Yes.
they also. I always wonder because when certain people get involved, he seems to chase after it with his little puppy dog eyes. They had a little bit of that quid pro quo at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to wonder about that. I don't know. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
They were on quite the stupid tear. Let me give me a minute here. I'm pulling everything up. They were on quite the stupid tear on their cooking show, let's say.
Oh my God. That's the thing that I've been watching, or been not watching. I've been reading the transcript, and I'm dying to watch it. I haven't watched it, and I promise not to, Chad, until we can watch it together on Monday on Rumble. We're going to watch it together. It's going to be amazing. I have taken notes on this thing. I can't believe some of the things that were said in here. And also, by the way, keep in mind, these are the people who want to tell you how to have a good marriage. And the entire time, Leslie is just berating this poor man.
Yeah. Well, she said in there, I was talking about the Right Michael thing, because we had been joking about how much Right Michael, and she was talking about
like my current T-shirt. Hey, check it out, guys. By the way, Lips, this is how you do a cartoon with the mole. You see, the mole is on there. That's how you do it. It's not that hard. It's not hard to do.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Today I have my wrong.
You're not wearing the right shirt. What the heck?
It's the wrong coin pour. Oh God, man. Gosh, Right Michael? It's the wrong one.
Right, Michael?
What am I doing? I swear. Talking about fumbling. Man, right there. Not even at the start line. Forget the goal line. Lord. Let's see how many times words are mentioned.
Here, that image was too small. Let me show you guys the big one. Hold on. This way you can see how easy it is to put a mole on a cartoon. You see that there? See, it's very simple. You just right there. Look, that's how you do it. Look, that's right where mine is too. It's perfect. See that? See that? It's not hard.
Hilarious.
You just take a little, like an iPad pencil or something, and you just boop right there.
That's too funny.
Come on, in case you were wondering.
Well, them getting something right there, that's not that's not very good. They're not very good at that. Some of the stuff they narrate, by the way, it's so bad. Did they actually say it? Now I need to go through and watch certain parts because they talked about talking to Preston, and it says in the thing that they noted like talking to her for like 2 years or something. I was like, is that correct? So I'm gonna have to go back and check that out as well.
There was so much that was said in here that is absolutely insane.
What's wrong too? They said, for example, that I had lost a job because of internet blowback. I was like, that never happened.
No, that never happened. Do you want my notes? I have them all marked up.
Yeah. You want certain parts to pull up, or
I've got ones to pull up. Let's see.
Okay.
So we go to the window. There we go. All right. God, this is funny. Look at this. I never had patience before with Michael to come into this kitchen and cook. But tonight, because we're doing this show, I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll cook with him on this dish. You guys are helping us cook together. You are. Because in all honesty, I just tell Michael just to cook and leave me the hell out. What?
It's so bizarre because she was she was going after him like repeatedly through all of this. She was like, I can't stand having him cook with me. And I was like, am I misreading this? Or does this sound like anything but a very happy cooking show?
It's not very happy in any way. But these are the marriage experts, folks. It sounds like
it goes like this. There was the part like at 9 minutes. It was like, okay, so here I go. Is there like a method to the madness, or you just spread it out? Well, oh, okay. I'm sorry, all at once, Michael. No more. And she's getting mad. This is why she's like, okay, GD. This is why I can't cook with you. Oh my God, it just cracked me up. And I was like, man, that's definitely something else. I didn't realize she was a good cook, but then again, I guess she knows a lot about Baker.
Well, I like this too. Don't get irritated with me, Michael, if I don't know what I'm doing. And then I think this is him going, not too much. And she's like, don't get irritated with me like normal. You are live. He can't get too mad at me because he's live. That's
right. What is the insinuation there?
Oh, yeah. She's trying to make people think that he's super mean to her. But we all know when the camera's off, he's the one that has the black eye. Well, I don't know how he got it, but he's the one who has one.
Yeah, she was wild about this. I mean, the whole transcript is just filled to the brim with not very nice people.
Yeah, this is what you were saying. Okay, goddamn, this is why I don't cook with you.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bunch it up. Shut up. You dictate to me how to do this. What?
You know what's funny? She was like, when people called the DCF on Tug, I did a show and I was like, that's terrible. Yeah, that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
That
when
never.
Here, I have that highlighted. Yeah, I said, look at my note. I said, wait, that's not it. I said, when did you say this? Where did you say here, right here? When did they say this publicly?
Yeah, that didn't happen.
She says, yes, he's going after Michael. And the thing is that we felt bad when Tug had DCF called on him.
Wait, going after Michael. You realize, like, you realize this
sued us.
Yeah, no, well, not just that. Michael decided to go public with your ass, and you both. Here, first of all, let me note this in this thing, which we will show in just a minute too. They think that they want to monetize this channel very badly. You can see it in there. So they think, hey, if I fire up another channel and I do all the crazy shit that I normally do, well, it keeps this one clean. That's not how that works. You've already linked the channel. I'm not just talking in a courtroom. You've linked them on YouTube. And yeah, nobody, one of the reasons that you think other people get away with this stuff is because nobody's tried to take any of them down. You think that perhaps, but you think the Fats get away with what they do if anybody's ever tried to take their channels down? But you end up losing one of those channels, then they will definitely connect to your channel too. And all of a sudden it's bye-bye monetization. We'll see.
Look at this. Tug had all these people call his job and he had to leave his job. Yeah, that's what he says, that everybody called his job and it resulted in him having to leave his job. That's not what you said. You said, I told them to tell them I don't work there anymore.
Yeah,
and then they went away.
Yeah, so they found a job that I had worked at during the Vic Mignogna and a mess. And when they did, they started barrage calling this place. They called over and over. Now, the business, they didn't care. They didn't care, but I cared because we ran a mental health facility. Actually, we ran many of them. And these people, when they were, calling in, trying to cause issues, they were taking services away from the mentally ill. I mean, you could see the problem. Yeah, and we're talking extremely mentally ill clients that we dealt with. We didn't just do outpatients. I'm not trying to minimize other, people's problems when I say this either. But I mean, we dealt with some of the most mentally ill clients the state could refer. We would house a percentage of a percentage because you can only house so many of them. But on top of that, if you had some really difficult ones that were out in the community, we deal with that. We would deal with people that wanted to, I'm going to say, end themselves. We get all kinds of just extreme need clients, and these people, they might cause us not to get calls from that. So for me, I was already by the time they started that, I used to, the facility they found where they were like, oh, he's a therapist there. Actually, I was the director there as well at one time, but I stepped up. I ended up at a higher position in the corporate ladder. That way I could, instead of meeting with, say, a dozen clients or something, I could get, I could help get approval for thousands potentially. But when these people, when they started calling, one of the other things I could do is I could tell the facility, tell them I don't work there anymore, because technically I don't work at that facility. I was working in another place. So it's, you don't have to tell them the truth anyway, because they're not supposed to discuss employees. That's a big no-no. But give me one second. I got a writer. Hey. Oh, you bringing this back to me? Thank you.
That?
Huh?
1%.
It's at 1%. Okay. All right. I'm gonna plug it up there. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know I sound awful today, don't I? Come here, give me my hug.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking on me too. Go have fun. Okay. You go have your fun. Love you.
Love you too.
Hey, did you like that movie today, by the way? That Predator Badland movie?
Oh.
Did you like that?
It.
You did like that?
Yep.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Except since she's still, she's learning to read. She, the predators in that, they have their own language, so it's subtitles. She's like, Dad, read what it says. I can't read it. So I had to read it for her the whole time. Which is good. I get it. Did you like it though?
Yeah.
Big monsters. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, go upstairs. I'm gonna
fist bump.
Oh yeah, buddy bump.
It's always the buddy bump.
It's always
we
the buddy
need
bump.
to take Sissy, Gigi.
Well, you teach everybody. You're good at that. You teach everybody. You taught me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said boom, boom, and then boom.
That's right. All right. Well, hey, go upstairs. Close my door for me too. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, baby. Love you.
Love you too.
Yeah, we watched that new Predator movie, the like Alien Predator movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we watched Predator Badland. It reminded me of a Disneyfication of a Predator movie. No actual fear or anything, none of that.
Oh,
but
funny.
Predator killing giant monsters, which wasn't terrible. The little one liked it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I remember when I was little and I saw Predator, the original movie, and yeah, it was scary to me.
For a week. Yeah.
Yeah. With this one, she's like, yay, come on. Oh, look, there's a cute little monster in it. I was like, yeah, I don't think they're supposed to be cute little monsters. It still wasn't bad though. I enjoyed it for the mindless movie it was.
Speaking of predators, check this out.
What a segue.
I love this. If you haven't watched it, go to my shorts wearing face tape. And I put him in face tape just like he did on his show. I was laughing so hard. Yeah, I made him look like a drag queen because he wants to dress up like me.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that you dress like a drag queen?
She's saying she looks like a drag queen. So again, was suing people for saying she looks like a drag queen. She just said it.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
And wait, this part's really funny too. Megan wishes she had a Michael. What? What?
Had a Michael.
Well, I mean, if you mean had a husband, I do. I don't really want one like yours. He seems like a wuss, who can't stand up to his, abusive wife, who's being really nasty to him online, in public, all the time. I would not appreciate a man like that. Absolutely not. I always joke around with people. It's not a joke, really. Mr. Fox is one of the only people I listen to 100% of the time, always. If he says no, I stop.
Right.
Period. Like, I would not like that. Like, man, bossing him around all the time is so gross.
Oh, it pissed me off. Somebody told me what to do all the time.
Right? It's just not natural. It's not normal. Have some respect for your husband, especially in public. Holy cow. If I ever talked to my husband in public, well, in private like this, he'd be pissed off. But in public, that's so bad.
It's just so bad. It's so disrespectful, man. I mean, if you've got all these problems, people don't think your problems are like cute or coy. It's like, that's cute. No, it's not, man. Fighting and bickering all the time is not cute.
Well, they're not even doing it fun. It's not funny.
No, it's I hate you. I never do
mean.
this with you. It's because.
Yeah, it's mean. It's because, it's just mean. Look at this. As you guys saw, like I showed you, the real tug on the Hold On Hillbillies website. So if you guys have seen, you guys want to see the real deal, because I don't want to jeopardize my YouTube site.
This is what she was saying. So
I don't post this on my YouTube site, but I do have the whole Hillbillies YouTube site.
So she connected. See, here's the thing, too, that she doesn't get. Since she connected this site and another, she's connected every site to Michael. This is their main site. They've made that very clear. They want to keep everything negative, although it's interesting the way that they define negative, considering they have some of the nastiest allegations against, like, Hales on there, for example.
You're a jellyfish, right, Michael? Number one cat whisperer.
But I mean, the admission there, they've already
connected is unreal.
Well, they connected now Hodunk Hillbillies to his name, not just her name, but his name. And that was really, really dumb. But on top of it, if you lose a secondary YouTube channel like that, I'm curious if she's ever lost a channel. Because if she's lost a channel, then if people find that and they report this one over and over again for, for violation or trying to circumvent that ban, then, and if she hasn't, then if she ends up losing a nasty one, again, if her whole idea is monetization, some of the stuff that she has on there, that's not smart.
But look at the brass balls on this woman. Look, it's not about looks. It's about how you act. So we don't make fun of people's looks. No. Is she high? She has an entire website of videos of me plus 60 pounds and elongated nose and saying stupid stuff about having a turkey neck. This is gaslighting to the extreme.
Well, she has an entire channel that fixates on making fun of even things that, whether that's male anatomy, that, again.
Oh, you don't make fun of people's looks. What about the mushroom thing?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff.
Isn't that about how somebody allegedly
You're totally a geek. Oh my God, you're such a geek. Like, man, I have not heard that listed as a negative in years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We don't call people names or we don't make fun of people's looks, but look at Tug. He's such a geek.
I haven't heard that one in a long time. It's so funny, though.
It is. It's absurd.
She stated in that she knew that I had contacted the school.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Yeah. Funny enough, though, she posted on '01, I believe '06. It was either '05 or '06. It depends on, I'll have to look at the transcript itself and see if I posted it the day after or I posted it on the day that it came up. But she talked about in one of her, you remember the day where DJ Radis was given those reports that she had made, that she mailed to him, to say, haha. Well, in that, she made a statement that, let me pull this up. I've got a screenshot. Plus, I've got the whole thing that she pulled down because she's actually pulled these freaking items, all of them down by now. But she was like, guess what? Now that I know who is behind getting my teaching job terminated, which includes Hale's, Fox, DJ Redis. I don't know if Tug is involved yet, but I will find out. Wait a minute. So you admit now she had already reported to the FBI that I was involved, but she was talking about publicly how she didn't know if I was involved. Which
Yeah, and
is
here
hilarious.
she is saying, let's see. Okay, like calling my school and getting me fired. I don't think getting me fired from my teaching job is bad. Oh, you don't? That's weird. The transcript says, I don't think getting me fired from my teaching job is bad. And now Tug is threatening my job. Is that Michael, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
probably
Now
Michael.
Tug is threatening Michael.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, here's the thing, and I'm going to be very clear about this. You idiots decided you would go out and make some pretty nasty claims, and Michael is an officer of the court, so I will damn well be going to the bar about that, and I will definitely include all of his freaking channels that he now owns as well to make sure, since you link them,
I don't know why she thinks we wouldn't go to the bar. He has overstepped his ethical obligations, Leslie. This is, you're very familiar with the bar. You know darn right it's a litigant's right to file a bar complaint if a lawyer steps out of line like you two morons have done.
I don't know if she really does know that. I've heard her talk about the law.
Well, that's true. It's not
I'm
like
not really sure.
it's not like she was a good lawyer. So now look at you should read this top paragraph.
Okay, give me a second. I was looking up something. I was jumping back. And then he does it to me. And I know Tug was behind it. We don't want to do that to him now. Now, we're not that malicious and evil, It's just sickening what these people do, And like I said, yes, he does it to you. He did it to you. Yeah, he found your email. This is actually both of them. I don't care. I'll just do it in one voice. And he was the one who found out where it worked. He told everybody. He was the one who had found out about the obituary. I saw him looking at everything. Wait a minute. So now I'm the one who found out about the obit. They blamed Vet Nation and Georgie for writing the obituaries.
Right.
Remember that? Because they were the first people to bring them up. And for myself, had I seen them? Yeah, of course. I'd seen them before that because people
I don't
found
think she
it.
understands that like many people found that.
Yes.
And it all came flooding in like pretty good. Like there was
it did what
2 or 3
wanted it.
people at least that I saw it from.
Well, you also, why not be honest and note through a sock account that you were utilizing that you also mailed it to people you thought might be hurt by that as well.
Right.
Yeah,
she shared it. She shared it with people.
Yeah, she shared it with people that she thought it would make an impact on them. It would do damage. And she admits that she wrote an obituary. So that's very strange, isn't it? Like for her to be talking about the obit. Well, you wrote it. I mean, did you not write it for people to see?
That's right.
Now
and
for
she
myself.
put it on multiple. It wasn't just one obituary, by the way. There were at least 3.
Yep.
She was trying again to change her Google results so that if you Googled her, it would come up that she was dead.
Yeah, and she, I mean, it absolutely just out and out admitted that she wrote those. So, going out and pretending that other people somehow had something to do with that is kind of bizarre,
Also, she said right here, he's very malicious. She's talking about you. It's like you don't mess with people's kids. You don't mess with people's jobs. If they really believe you're so malicious and dangerous, why do they keep trying you?
Yeah, that's actually a good question, Well, they're interesting in the sites that they connect to, let's say, without driving them more traffic. The sites that they want to connect to, those sites, if you get their attention, they won't enjoy this stuff at all, because they will invite in an element that would have a lot of fun with a person digital catfishing. For one thing, they would have a lot of fun with a person that has disappeared 6 figures. They would have fun with a person that tapes their freaking, their chin to their ear.
Tape the neck flaps down. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, also Leslie talks about her kids and stuff there, but the obituaries that she put up, one of the reasons they weren't reviewed in total is because she put her kids' pictures on them too. She put herself and her kids' pictures, which we did keep copies for lawsuit purposes, but she put her entire family on them. So anytime somebody would look it up, they didn't just find her. They found everyone. But I mean, her admitting, there's actually the results. Yeah, for sure, people saw that. In fact, here, let me pull those up. I mean, finding out, like, she screwed up because they went out and they pushed this narrative that other people created those to harass them. They pushed it hard. The entire ecosystem, they pushed that stuff hard. And then she comes in, she wants to come back with the school thing. The school thing, by the way, is going to be an absolute mess for her. That one, trying to take that I'm very curious by her discussions of what she has. I believe that she's trying to rely on the fact that, like for myself, I talked about how after, and this is the key word, after she had mentioned publicly that she had contacted the police about us all, I contacted the police department there. Absolutely. Somebody's telling me that there's an open police role. Oh, I 100% want to talk to them.
Of course. That's foiable.
Yep. And on top of it, they mentioned, so they keep bringing up Rosalind Duke. They brought her up over and over again. Well, again, they said that Rosalind Duke was part of it, that they were making police reports. Plus, the school knew about it and everything. So she wrote for clarification. She wrote to the principal and was like, hey, what's going on with this? And the principal was like, I have no idea what the heck this is about. I mean, remember the original narrative was that people wrote in, they shut down an entire school district. It wasn't a school. It wasn't disruption. It was that they shut down schooling for thousands of students.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what she claimed.
Yeah. And she said,
you want to hear something really disturbing?
What's that?
This is the part that really bothered me the most. I think you recall me saying that I would be concerned as a parent to have this person, gaining the trust of children. Parents would say to me, they said, I've never had a teacher care for my child like this. One of the time, we don't have to talk about why, but one time the parents and the child came to our house. Yeah, one of them, they were in complete disarray and they wanted my help as their teacher because I was the only teacher that their child trusted. What?
They came.
You had a student at your house?
That's kind of not normal.
Again, this just verifies my concern in the first place with that whole situation.
Should a teacher have a child parents at her home? You would think, oh, well, I should have said in Florida. I mean,
it seems weird.
Well, there's usually, it's not just normally like a boundary violation, because of professionalism, but there's usually policy violations that are included in there too. Because if a parent, like you don't control, let's just say that the teacher's the nicest person ever, right? Let's just go with their mental picture they want to apply. Well, that's not what the parent and the kids have to report back. They could report back God knows what. And there's your job. So how do you know, with everything, I would love to see something from the school. She said that she has communications from the school that prove all of this stuff. She says you had all that. Well, why don't they ever show these things?
The chat is mentioning that it said a parent and a child. Yeah, but did the parent drop the kid off?
Well, not just that. It doesn't matter.
Or is she even telling the truth? We don't know. However, it's inappropriate.
Yeah, you don't typically have, like I said, with kids.
I've never met with a teacher at their house.
At their home, it's not.
Whenever I've met with a teacher and a kid who needed help, we met at school or at one time at a library.
Maybe back in the 80s, it might have been something. I'm not saying like.
Yeah, a long time ago it was much different. A long time ago, when we were kids, it was different, a little different. Teachers were more part of the community. We didn't have all this teachers having affairs with students thing. That was not happening. It happened once that I can recall when I was growing up. It was that Mary Kay Letourneau story. That was the only time we ever heard of that happening. Now it's like every day you see these women getting into situations with students. So it is highly inappropriate for any teachers to have students or coaches, whatever. It's inappropriate to have them in their homes.
Okay, so Orange County, this is again what AI says on basic policies for Florida. Okay, so again, take this as you will, but it does link to the basic policies, and it seems to be pulling out the correct thing on here. So the Florida and the Orange County, I'll just say OCPS. I don't have to say it a million times. Policy basics. Number 1, professional conduct requirements. Florida Professional Code of Conduct requirements. It requires educators to act with integrity and protect student safety and well-being at all times. That includes avoiding situations that could be construed as inappropriate or unsafe, including unsupervised contact outside school settings.
Now, supervised with a parent is, that's supervised if
that's
the parent
actually,
was
no,
there.
it's not, because that's not supervised as far as the school is concerned. It may be supervised at, it's outside of school. So it's supervision as far as student parent, but it's not, again.
Yeah, you know what the real scary thing is there too, when you think about it? So there was this one story that I think it was in a documentary, the one about the Nickelodeon kids. Did you see it? And there was one of the stars of the show, Zach and something, I don't remember, was groomed by this manager or whoever at Nickelodeon, just some weirdo. And one of the very first things he did was groom the mother, was become real close with this kid's mother and gain the trust of her. That was the whole point, in order to gain her trust and then get the kid alone. And that's how those things usually work. So it doesn't concern me less that there was parents involved. It doesn't concern me less. It concerns me more. Oh, Drake and Josh. Yeah, thank you, Gene. It was Drake and Josh, the Nickelodeon thing. There was another one too, very similar. A Hollywood, what was he? I want to say fixer, but he wasn't a fixer. He was an agent. And he did the same thing. He was like best friends with this kid's family. And then they let this kid go move in with him in California. And they were in Texas or Oklahoma or somewhere. They let him go with the agent to California and live there to do a show. And of course, tons of abuse happened. So yeah, that's a real big red flag, by the way. Be very wary of adults trying to get close to you who seem to be really good with kids when they're really working to get close to you. That's a problem.
What is that? Give me a second. The 2025 Florida statutes on the the parental and the teacher's Bill of Rights. They essentially are stating that Florida statutes, they give teachers authority over students only in official context where assignments are charged. So
that makes more sense to me. I'll be right back. I have to help my kid. Hold on. I'll be back.
You're good. No, it's fine. But yeah, reading through this. So here, let me read a couple of these. All right. So again, look at it from, I'm looking at it from the best intention plan too. I'm not looking at it from a negative standpoint. Let's just look at it from, again, the teacher's the nicest person ever and they want to help out. Well, unfortunately for them, first of all, they are outside of the school's proven boundaries. You're talking about somebody too that was within their first 90 days within a school. Ultimately, the school can fire you for any type of cause, any type of action whatsoever, and they don't have to tell you why. So the idea, like I said, we haven't seen anything that backs up the notion that this person was fired because other people had done anything whatsoever. I keep saying that there are letters that were internal for the school, that all this proof exists, but that proof is never showcased. I'm calling that. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see any type of proof there. And remember, this has changed over time. You had them go from, remember at the beginning, it was Jeremy Hales had supposedly, this was their narrative, had supposedly called up to the school pretending to be a parent. He was like, I'm the YouTuber, the greatest ever, Jeremy Hales. And then he had supposedly written hundreds of emails that had shut down the entire district, not a school, the entire district, where thousands of kids were denied an education. Now you go through different versions of this, and by the last one, well, before this new iteration, I mean, that was supposedly somebody with an Australian accent had called up to the school, and they had said that they were Jeremy Hales, because she was trying to blame DJ Radis for being the caller. And she said that, that, and he had said that he wrote the school, but I believe was in the aftermath, like I think it was 6 to 18. I can't remember the exact, somebody in the chat can tell me the exact time frame on that, but they changed it up. And there were like 5 iterations of how this happened. And now there's a new iteration again of, oh my God, Tug was totally responsible for contacting a school. Like I said, haven't contacted a school, don't find myself wanting to contact a school, but I do find it really interesting that somebody, they would, as they've said, tell the authorities about it. We saw the IC3 report, by the way. Absolutely. We saw that where she 100%, at least gave to DJ Radis report. Now, again, did she file it? I'll give her the benefit of the doubt and say, yeah, sure, she filed that. So she told authorities while she was saying that she didn't know who was behind it, that all these people had conspired and done it. It's a real problem for her. Again, the dates exist, the records of it exist, the live streams that she's talking about, even if they've been deleted, they still exist. It's a real problem for her. Her ever-changing narrative is a real problem for her. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with her being stupid about it. What I'm not okay with is somebody wanting to game and pretend that, here, let's see, the DJ Radis thing. Let me see, I've got this. We haven't seen it in a minute. Give me a minute. I'm pulling it up here.
When you're done with that, I've got a great one. I've got a doozy.
I figured I'd pull that, the IC3 report where she put in all of this stuff. She misrepresents a letter. She actually trims a lot of the things that Radis said in his letter to her, not to the school, but the one to her. And she's like, this was totally a threat. And it was written, for these other people. And Redis is like, yeah, I wrote that for myself, first of all. And that's not a threat either, lady, But here's the statement for the description. I am been stalked. I am been stalked and cyberbullied by this man in Australia who
I would have already it's in the garbage, by the way. I would already have put it right in the garbage. It already meets my qualifications for the round file. I am being stalked. That's where I stop reading right there. I am being stalked.
He caused me to lose my job. Right here. She blames him with my school district by creating fake accounts and reporting them to
Wait a minute.
my
I thought
accounts.
you cost her the job.
Yeah, well, it's funny, isn't it?
Hold on now.
Now it's DJ Redis. So you got a problem here. You blamed another guy and you were like, oh, he works with this ring of people. What's really crazy, though, is she's trying to blame all these sock puppet accounts that she uses. She's trying to say those are DJ Radis. I have to say one thing with DJ Radis. If he's wanting to talk about something, he's pretty brazen about it under his own name.
Right.
So I don't, and he, if he's written a letter or anything else, he took credit for writing a letter, but he did it in the aftermath when she brought him up. So he recently emailed me threatening to do harm to me. Below is a copy of his email, which is not, by the way, the entirety. It's missing a bit of context, but I am not his only victim, as he has flown to the US and harassed others. He works with a YouTube ring of channels, including Jeremy Hales, George, Megan, Melissa Fox, and a channel with a man who goes by Tug. What a description. And there's this channel with this person that just go by these letters that sound like a sexual move. This sounds like schizophrenia.
The person reading it has got to be like, what the actual
what
hell?
in the ever living hell is this? Oh my God, sometimes he's
what
like,
in the antipsychotic meds am I reading?
It's like Tug, aka the stroker. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Wait a minute, what now? What?
What a weirdo. If I were just randomly reading this, I'd be like, what the fuck is this about?
Imagine being I don't know, whoever she sent this to, the FBI. Imagine being the intake person who has to read this.
I mean, this is
like, wait, there's a guy online named Tug? What's he tugging? Do I want to click the link?
Do I want to know that?
Risky click of the day.
What in the OnlyFans? Oh my God. Do I want to open this on company time? Do I want to bookmark it for later?
Umbrella Man. Yes, thank you, Rosalind. I'm sorry she didn't say his name is the Umbrella Man. Are you in touch with someone named the Umbrella Man? God, I love
she brought up
Bretta
drinking in these in that stream too. Now there's one thing.
Oh yeah, I have that. Okay, that's what I wanted to. That was the thing I wanted to show you. It's queued up, ready to go. Look at this. So let's make cocktails for 30 minutes. Yes, cocktails. I thought she said she stopped drinking. Remember?
Yep.
Remember, she was like, I'm giving up all my vices. I'm only going to eat food from the earth. Food from the earth is all I'm going to eat. And I'm not drinking. I was drinking a bottle a night, basically, or whatever she was saying. And whatever, I don't care. Do you? But what do you, I have to say this. You didn't even know we don't drink. I have to say you guys are going to laugh. So, Megan Fox, what are you doing? So Megan Fox and Tug are now saying that every time I say, right, Michael, because I always say, right, Michael, you're not supposed to watch those shows, by the way. That's funny. They said every time I say, right, Michael, they're going to take a swig of alcohol. Excuse me, what now?
Lisa told me by the way. Lisa totally told me about this. You notice that, you know, it's
Mhm.
like I say, right, Michael, because I always say, right, Michael told you that Lisa told me about this.
Yeah, and that we're gonna play a drinking game. Did we even make a joke about a drinking game?
Not that I recall. I
I
actually, I think I've
How do you
made this
drink?
clear. Yes, I don't drink. I don't
He
have
doesn't do
any.
anything. He doesn't
I
even
don't.
smoke cigars anymore.
No, but I mean, I have been the primary for my kids, you know, and sometimes I'm the only person around for my kids. So, you know, there's no time when I'm not off as a parent. As you can tell, even in my live streams or anything else, I'm
Right.
always on as a parent. So I cannot do that. I don't, you know.
Right. And we've never talked about, I mean, if we were joking about a drinking game, I don't remember doing that, but the joke I would have told would have been, "Oh no, I couldn't play that game. I'd have to go to the
Yeah, right.
hospital." She says it so many times that I couldn't keep up with that many shots. Are you
Ugh.
kidding?
It's just funny that
But
that
like they just
really.
keep making up stuff that we say. Like it's so weird. And then so this really bothered me though. Look at this. She's talking about my avatar, not an emoji. Megan had an emoji on, I guess, whatever she was wearing. And it said, right, Michael, like it's like a joke to them now. And you gave me black eyes. I guess he said that to her, and you gave me black eyes. And then I gave Michael black eyes. Do I look like I can give Michael a black eye?
Yes,
Ma'am,
anybody can.
yes, you do
You know,
actually. And actually, you look like you seem like someone who would fly off the handle pretty easily. You could throw something at him, a glass, an ashtray, who knows? But you could,
well,
a woman can give a man a black eye very easily.
this is also the narrative that is used a lot of times by people. You know, we've seen it in high profile cases. We've seen it as a fallback. I only weigh like X amount of weight.
Right.
I'm, you know, small, or I'm this or that. You know, can I do? Yes, you can do a lot of bad things.
That OnlyFans model that's on trial for murder right now, she was tiny and her boyfriend was like over 6 feet tall. She killed him.
But as you said, and I make this very clear, you said she had a black eye. You didn't, or he had a black eye, and you said, I don't know where it came from.
I
I
don't.
have no idea. You
I
know,
don't, but I think it's awfully suspicious that she talks about how they fight all the time and she's so volatile in these streams, and then he has a black eye. I don't like it. I don't like the way that sounds. I don't know where he got it. And I asked, did you fall? What happened? Michael, how'd you get a black eye? Getting a black eye is not that easy. You got to get into a kind of serious incident to get a black eye. How'd that happen then? I noticed they don't talk about how he got one. It
it
sure
was so
looks like he
strange.
has one in the pictures.
I love how, like I said, they played the victim narrative throughout this entire thing, though. You know, I'm amazed by, again, too, when they were bringing up DCF. Again, they totally omit the fact that, again, I've played clips of it. By the way, the funniest thing on the clip thing is their narrative that Michelle was talking to another person. Now, does that change the context of what's said? It definitely is a lie, by the way they say that. But say that we're another person. Let's just say, hypothetically, with that, does that change exactly what she said about these people? That DCF had been contacted, or Children's Services had been contacted by Lisa. And again, you know, it's funny. They say that that is not her talking, and yet she's responding to me talking about DCF.
Mhm.
That's amazing. You know what? You know what kind of insane edit job that would be to pull off? Oh, it's talking to someone else. Really, sue me over it then. You know, like I said, please do, because I saved all kinds of information about that call. All types of wonderful information, and they can deny publicly to their little culty group of people that stuff never happened. But unfortunately, most people, they can think for themselves, you know, and it has confused a lot of people. It's even confused. So I've had a couple of people write me that let's just say you kind of be surprised by some of the people that have decided to reach out, and they're really, these things like turning on each other publicly and then bringing people back into the fold. That's got people real confused, because again, it's not like people have fallouts. Sure, most people don't accuse another person of stealing 6 figures and call the police and try to put you in prison. That's not something that they normally do, or try to reach out or have other people reach out to this giant donor that gave money, asking if he will put together a police report so they can help put them in prison. That's not a normal thing.
And you know what else is interesting too? I just thought of this, but you know who else was worried about Michael being the victim of some kind of abuse? His family.
Oh yeah,
his brother flew all the way from New York to Florida to do a wellness check on him, and they called the police. His family. They thought that she had done something to him. In fact, in the lawsuit, she claims that they believed she had offed him.
Yeah. And
we've read that lawsuit. She sued her brother-in-law for coming to check on him because they were so worried that he was not alive anymore.
Yeah, that something very final and tragic had happened.
So it's not unreasonable to watch this kind of behavior play out on screen, knowing what we know, and then like seeing that he appears to have a bruise under his eye and wonder if that's happening to him at home. Because, one thing that Tug and I cover a lot is stories about men who are abused, because it doesn't get much coverage. And in fact, police never help. So his family sure thought that was happening. Look at this. So I love this. This is we really act like this. This is honest God's truth. We're not just acting. This is really, and it actually gets a lot more brutal when we're not on camera.
See, that's crazy to tell people.
Brutal.
Yeah, brutal is
that's quite a word.
Yeah.
I would never describe arguments my husband and I have as brutal. It's not even close. I would describe them as frustrating, but brutal, that's a whole other ball game. Who says that? This is her own language. This is why people are concerned, because the language does not fit what she's proclaiming. Yes, Johnny Depp case was a prime example, you guys. Yeah, we spent, Tug, how many years did we spend on that case? How many years did you spend on that case?
I spent right in 5 years going.
All right, and I did like 2.
What kills me too, so the Fats, who proclaimed that, by the way, they were supporters of Depp, which when he looked like he was going to win a case, there were a lot of supporters that suddenly manifest.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, but as far as that, they're like, Tug, I can't even do the voice right now. My throat's
no, don't. You'll hurt yourself.
Yeah, I was like, wait, no,
no,
not enough. Maybe if I get enough. I wonder if chicken skins work as a lozenge. All that grease, maybe it lets you're like, that's very good, but that's so gross. But they were like, oh yeah, Tug, he bullied Amber Heard. I was like, bullied? You talking about the person that falsely accused not only that man, but several other people, by the way, in the aftermath of that, and tried and succeeded for years in burning someone's life down? You talking about the quest to overcome mainstream media?
And Depp got so much bad press in the beginning of this. It took years for the truth to come out. In fact, I remember... I was not paying attention to it when he was getting the bad press, because I would just ignore it. I just was looking at something else. When I came across it and I knew she was lying was when that one YouTube channel, I don't remember who it was, started releasing the tapes.
Oh yeah, the Australia stuff.
Oh my God, the tapes of them sitting talking about their therapy sessions or whatever, and she had agreed to record things, and those tapes started getting released. It was a nightmare to listen to that. And I knew the second I heard it, I was like, oh my God, this woman is diabolical. She is a diabolical abuser. Horrible. So, we will recognize patterns. We've seen this before. This doesn't look good. all signs point to we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
The problem, regardless, is that she has gone forward, though, and stated that there is abuse. Now, she blamed him for it, which, okay, but
just
still.
like Amber. Just like Amber.
But I mean, hey, if we take her word, there's still it's a volatile relationship. And I mean, how many times has she filed and lied about it, by the way? When she brought this stuff up to the public, she talked about them doing that because they were trying to, trying to save their property, essentially. They were trying to make sure that they slowed down lawsuits that were against them, which is a big no-no by itself. But you don't, if you're doing that, you file irreconcilable differences. You don't file this person
to destroy, to burn somebody's life to the ground by putting accusations out there that can be seen by the public that are so damaging about doing, terrible, violent things to you and your children.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's
life-ruining allegations. That's Amber Heard behavior. It's also attention-seeking behavior, which we see in a lot of these cases. Laura Owens has a lot of that. Amber Heard, total attention seeker. And I think Leslie is an attention seeker also, clearly.
Well, I mean, there's the docket, though. And again, we're supposed to pretend the docket doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she brought attention to the docket. Like, that's one of the reasons that we looked into it, because she's sat online and talked about all the lawsuits that she brings and more.
Look at what else she says. Don't people laugh at us like your friends? My friends used to come over and they were like, oh my God, you and Michael need your own show. You guys are like two old bickering couples. You're a bickering couple. And we really are like, this is not a joke. This is not an act. Sometimes I wish it was.
An old bickering couple. That's what a description there. Oh no, that's not.
And what if the sometimes I wish it was an act? Well, then why are you acting that way?
Yeah, sometimes I wish it was. Let me pull your screen back up, by the way.
Why do you behave this way?
Is that on the transcript that you're looking
at? Yeah,
it
is. It is. Oh, sorry. There you go. It's right there. You're a bickering couple. It's not a joke. This is not an act. Sometimes I wish it was. Again, that's another dig at him. It's a dig at him to say he's a bad husband and he's the reason we fight all the time. That's what she's saying. Awful. Then down here below that, she says, I think he says, okay, you missed a spot. Shut the hell. I missed a spot. Oh Lord. Okay, go ahead, Michael, please. Are you serious right now? So you guys see what needs to happen. So boring for me. All right. Did you see what he just did? He took the freaking thing out of my hand and just to write to, I'm only acting nice because we're live. This is nice.
I'm only acting nice though, because we're live. So it's an act. you're saying that with your own words.
This is nice. Then she goes on.
Yeah. Well, what's not nice?
She keeps making it worse. Because if we were in our kitchen and he would have done that, I would have told him off or walked away and told him to just go make it his own damn self. That's what usually happens. I'll be like, man, make the damn thing yourself. Tell me I freaking didn't. I didn't stroke the feeler good enough. What?
These people, man. People are allowed to comment on what they are doing publicly, and they are publicly
they're embarrassing themselves
when they're fighting with each other, though. I mean, they're not bickering.
Actually, she's just fighting with him. He's not doing anything. He's not fighting back.
No, because it seems like that's the way that goes pretty much all the time.
He's not saying anything about her behavior. Not at all. He's just taking it and taking it and taking it.
Right, Michael?
Right, Michael? I mean, it's incredible.
It's crazy. Well, it's amazing when you look at everything together and you look at all of the insanity. I mean, you take this as not just isolated bits and pieces, but you think of it all as one giant cautionary tale. That's what it That's when it gets kind of crazy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. This is just, I don't like any of this. This is, oh, by the way, they're also calling him Uncle Jesse. He looks nothing like John Stamos, but okay.
Uncle Jesse? In what world?
Oh, you didn't see that?
In what fucking world does it?
Kitty Mama Kim says Uncle Jesse's time for timeout. He was waiting for you, Kitty Mama Kim. He was so excited about this Uncle Jesse thing. You guys have no idea. And then she gets on him for liking that his short got more views than her. You guys know we did shorts the other day, and he was talking on one of those shorts, and he says to me, how many views have I had? And I told him, and he goes, that's more views than you got on your short, Leslie. And I was like, are you kidding? You're now comparing views on our shorts? You mean the one I had my black eye on? That must be Michael. No, he literally was comparing views on our shorts, and like he goes, I got more views like you did than you did.
You're just so combative. But isn't that cute? Isn't that lovely? You know, they would call it something else. If I were out there yelling at somebody all the time, they would not call that cute, you know?
Yeah, it's not cute. She thinks she's cute. Not cute.
Well, they are very nasty about bringing, like I said, I could not believe that they tried to bring up people calling DC. You talking about where your weirdo friends, when you all like got together and threw in a call? You're saying that somehow you stepped out of line with that. And again, I want to play a 15-second audio clip just to throw this in here again because they deny it exists. So I believe that this has some
clips.
Yeah, well, this is that again. Preston keeps apparently this is not supposed to be me and her talking. This is supposed to be her and someone else talking. Okay, so the voice that there's only two voices in here, but apparently that's not the conversation. But she says straight up, this is after a long conversation, which you've heard pieces of, by the way, of her just out and out dumping on 2L, talking about wanting her in prison and all kinds of other stuff, and calling the police again. Not just, it's not venting. It's, hey, I called the police and I tried to get them involved, but she called the police on me first. Yeah, fun times. But you talk about CPS to your home, that piece of shit, I believe, I cannot prove this, but I believe her or she had someone else, they sent them to my home. So, okay, they want to do that, fine. Criminals shouldn't play.
Well, she called on me. She gave her name.
She called on me. She gave her name.
Oh
That's
my
a weird
God.
conversation, by the way, not to have it between the two people that are speaking. She responds very well to that. But again,
Did you hear her excuse for that? She admitted to calling. She said, well, I did call, but I called to tell them about Jeremy Hales and what was going on. I'm the one. I called to tell them that it was all the calls they were getting were fake. She admitted calling.
Oh, that's crazy because the admission to that, what she's saying about 2L isn't a, hey, she called it. She's saying that they came to her home and that her name was brought up. She left her name as part of it. Now, again, I'm not saying that's true, but apparently she did call. If she's saying
She
it's true,
says
she's
she
gotta
did.
spin to it.
She says she called. I
That's
heard it
crazy.
myself. She
That's
says she did call.
crazy.
And she's all, yeah, well, they should play the tape of my call. Well, you can't get those, by the way. You'll never hear that tape because they're confidential. However, she says, I did call. I called to tell them all about Jeremy Hales and what he was doing and that they were getting all these false calls. And they told me they were looking into it, that they were investigating the false calls.
Right. It's really funny. Okay, this spin, by the way, to the DCF thing. It's Lisa, yeah, when Tug got DCF call, what was the first thing I told you? See, first of all, they're sitting around these conversations, by the way. Yeah, I hope you all are holding on to them because these are about you are admitting that you have had phone conversations, a lot of them about me. So I hope you have preserved all of that because you have been under lawsuit or you have been suing us since almost the beginning. So all of this better damn well be preserved. And your damn lawyer is sitting on stream while you're talking about that. This is what blows my mind. Everything that you talk about, your lawyer's in there, but you're just like, oh, and what did I tell you about Tug? Are you listening? When he got called to DCF, we're talking about something until no, she's right there. Lisa's right there. You felt bad for Tug. I felt bad. These fucking people caused this to happen at best. At worst, again, like I said, I cannot pin involvement on anyone. They do not release records on it. That's the stupid thing about Lisa. There's no way in hell that Lynette would have actually had your name. So good job going out and confirming that you called. What an idiot. They don't give names,
but she gave her own name.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
But
why would Lynette say that she gave her name if it was just to defend Lynette? Like, why would she be upset about it if it was just a call defending?
Well, she knows that she made it very clear. She was talking about all these terrible things that 2L had supposedly done to her, and she threw that in there, But it's just amazing. She was like, I said it was bad, and you don't call on kids. That's why we would never do anything. And then they start, with this, they start bringing up other people's kids. Oh, and again, they try to do this as a lead in to her for this crazy piece of shit. The last time when they were bringing up all those crazy allegations, she brought my kids up in it. You know what that motivates people to do? You know what kind of crazy bullshit that does? But of course, she had to take this and make it about her. It's so crazy. I mean, we felt bad, because it's not cool. I was on your side.
When did she tell anybody she felt bad?
I was on yours. Are you fucking kidding me? You talking about when you were suing people? We were all like kumbayaing on the same side. What a freaking joke. What an absolute joke. I was on their side. I totally was the nicest person ever. They don't know. They don't know me. I am the greatest. God, man.
I would just like to take this opportunity to remind people that this woman who says she doesn't go after kids and she's the greatest ever, she mocked my daughter for going to community college instead of a state school.
Yeah.
She mocked, she mocked a young person for going to college because she's not going to an expensive college.
Yeah, she's not wasting enough money on it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I went community college first and then stepped up.
That's the smart thing to do. You can get a 4-year degree from anywhere and you pay half price. Why in the that's what most people have to do, because most people can't come up with $150,000 for college. Sorry. Can't do it.
It's a pretty entitled thing to be able to brag about just dropping that kind of money.
My husband he spent years getting his degree as an adult working because he couldn't afford it either. Many people cannot afford to go to a school right away. But it's amazing the kinds of things that she will do and say, we don't go after kids. But she publicly did that, mocked my daughter for going to community college. What?
She's been.
There's nothing wrong with community college, idiot.
Well, she's been totally fun throwing in with some pretty awful people that doxed your kid and more. Those are the buddies, the smart, the greatest people ever that they keep shouting out. The screw up though, like I said, in my title here, let's say they nuke themselves. How do they do that? Well, first of all, they continually bring on Michael's not just some bystander in this. Michael, who is part of this and being linked to all of this defamatory bullshit, he is an officer of the court. They 100% sound worried about that blowing back on them too. And they're like, oh, I lost by the way, I thought this was weird. So teacher wise, they said they lost half of their income. I thought, does Michael make what, intro teacher. What is that? $17 an hour or so. That's kind of what the schools have been paying, you know, for their 90 days. So you're telling me as a lawyer you make that much? That's not very good. You know, that's not good at all. You know, but she has tied him into this because she runs her mouth, but you know, she's like, write my call, and he says some stupid damn things thrown in there too.
So dumb. By the way, in the Fleabags transcript, Lisa said something that I found really interesting. She was going on and on about how she's going to buy herself a car, and if she had stolen any of that money, she already would have it. But she's letting everyone know she's going to have it real soon, which is funny to me. But also, she said that she's spending her money on getting a lawyer. But the weird thing, and so that's good. She should get a lawyer, whatever.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is, she then said they're not in this state. Now, I think she was still talking about the lawyer she's going to hire, because it went directly from I'm getting a lawyer to they're not in this state. And the reason was because of how we have destroyed every lawyer that's entered this case. I'm like, well, what would it matter what state they were in? Why would you need an out? And
actually,
isn't an out-of-state lawyer more difficult to get?
It's also well more expensive because they don't practice there. So, you know, if they have to go to any type of court case or anything, again,
and they have to have a sponsor. They have to go pro hoc vice. Yeah. Like, it's way more expensive. Who's this lawyer?
It's just so ridiculous. You know, I thought they were the greatest lawyers by themselves anyway. I thought they didn't need lawyers.
And also, by the way, we don't destroy all the lawyers, and we don't even talk about some of them. There are many lawyers we haven't even discussed. David Helm's lawyer, for instance, other than to say he seems like a decent lawyer. Sean Martin, we really didn't discuss him either. He was being a decent lawyer.
Bruce's lawyer.
Bruce's lawyer. We don't talk about him because he's not behaving like an idiot, you know? Yeah. There are plenty of lawyers. We haven't talked about Lynette's new lawyer. He seems to be conducting himself very reasonably, and so I have no problem with that.
Actually, even more than that, we, unlike them, are not listening in on the protective order, and there is nothing public about it. So we don't know how that lawyer has comported themselves. As far as we know, like you said, they're doing it normally, but we have no way to know. You know,
right?
It's a closed hearing. So unlike them who are like, yeah, we know everything, you know, people are talking to us on witnesses are talking to us on our breaks. It's like, oh, okay. Well,
but we've read no filings from him that have been strange or odd or bizarre or outrageous or disrespectful. We've read nothing. So he's given us nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. We have no problem with attorneys who are representing clients, as long as they represent them normally and don't do stupid and outrageous things. You know, they're not out there getting DUIs like David Gingras, or, you know, threatening us with wanting to see our obituaries, or, you know, there's a lot of things that these other lawyers that we do talk about have done, filing motions to go from Gainesville to Gainesville, putting
that is one of the
whining
silliest things I've ever heard.
I know. I want to actually do a full video on that, just a standalone video, the story of going from Gainesville to Gainesville. And just read all the filings in order on that, and the song, and end with the song, because he went so far as to tell a federal judge that he was being mocked in an AI song by that awful Megan Fox. Holy crap!
I'm with you there, Bruce. That awful Megan Fox. What a beast! what a devil!
She's the worst.
I know. She's such a monster. I swear, these people though, I mean, on top of that, I mean, again, you have Michael continuing the things that definitely, I mean, these can very well cost you your ability to practice law, you know, very much so. I mean, these are, again, the stuff that he was involved, like throwing out there, it's amazing too, the sites that they point to. So essentially their defense is some random person They can make up something, and as long as someone posted it before me, I can say whatever, and that's not how it works.
Right.
It amazes me because you would think that someone like when you think lawyer, you don't think awful lawyer. And maybe that's a problem, maybe when we're looking at life, maybe we should be thinking, hey, awful lawyers. But typically you think there's no way a lawyer's going to do this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do sometimes.
But they do.
They dig big.
And they're the ones, by the way, those types of lawyers are the ones that we're interested in, that we talk about because they're stupid. It's too stupid to ignore. And it's funny. When a lawyer behaves himself, he gives us nothing to talk about. And that's the way a smart lawyer plays it.
That's the way the majority of lawyers play it.
But these dumb attention whores just decide that they like the attention more than they like being professional attorneys. And then they put their licenses at risk. David Gingras is probably going to lose his license. He's under investigation by the Maricopa County or the Arizona State Bar. Plus, he then got himself another DUI. So he's not having a real good time of it there in Arizona. He keeps saying he's going to leave the state and start over somewhere else. Okay, good luck. But again, you gain attention and notoriety for the wrong reasons when you behave like a dumbass in public. So stop acting like a dumbass and your life will improve.
There
and
are a
that's
lot of
my 2
idiots.
cents for today.
They seem
How
to
did
think
Paul Harvey used to end the show? And that's the whole story or something like that.
God, I haven't even thought about Paul Harvey in a minute.
I used to work in his building. I was so in awe of him because I used to have to take mail down that would get sent to our office instead. And I could go in the studio and hand it to the girl behind the desk or whatever. I never saw him, but I was always excited to go down there. Like maybe today, maybe it'll happen today.
I always liked his show back in the day. I always liked listening to it. He had such a good, calm voice to listen to. I always wondered how all these people, you notice like with online personalities, like right now, I'm dealing with sinus, which can cost me my voice. I'm like, how do they never lose their voice or anything? How does that work?
Oh, I know. Well, they use it all the time. I guess they probably do like those vocal exercises and stuff too. Denise says it was the rest of the story. That's right. The rest of the story.
There it is. It's the rest.
Thank
That's right.
you. Thank you.
God, it's been a minute.
Yeah. I love all those old radio guys, man. I loved AM radio so much growing up. It was so much fun to be able to work at my favorite station too for a while in Chicago. I got to work at WLS AM and it was so great. I got to meet some of my heroes there, Don and Roma, Rokan and Gary Meyer. Such an awesome, legendary station. It was good times, fun times.
Man, these people in the ecosystem, I swear. Now they've got, like I said, they've got the Fat Boy coming back in. And again, he seems to follow on the coattails of specific people. Have you noticed that?
No, because I pay no attention to him whatsoever. I forget that he exists. So I don't know what he's doing.
He disappeared for a while. I wouldn't even know either. But I got, like I said, some recorded stuff. I was like, huh.
I don't know how anybody listens to these people. They are so boring. So boring. In fact, on the last Fleas transcript, I was writing Z's across the pages. It was like boring. Out of the 4 hours or whatever it was, I think I found, 4 to 6 sentences that I wanted to point out.
Did you know we, in life, we need more people like paint jobs?
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I was like, wow, so we
need more felons, more people to abuse the elderly, and
we're just supposed to pretend none of that happened. All of that somehow doesn't reflect on character. And if there was any contrition whatsoever, this person cared at all and said, hey, my bad. But that's not how it is. It's, hey, it was all a conspiracy against me. I was framed. I was this, I was that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same garbage on repeat, you would think like would be by now, you would think there would be just the slightest freaking something, but no, it's apparently it's a lot easier to just go out and to blame the victims for all the issues there. I don't know. It all I'm amazed sometimes when these people talk about this. But the other part too.
Oh, I'm very proud of them.
Oh yeah. The other part that I think they've really screwed up on is the fact that, again, Leslie, you can tell that they really want YouTube. They really want monetized YouTube. Now, they think that's because people like when they were talking about Jeremy's earnings off of this, they're talking about how he's made millions. They have no clue how much people make on YouTube.
No, they don't. And they also don't understand how to make a channel profitable. They don't. And it takes years. I mean, some people get lucky and it, goes right off the bat, but that's very rare.
That usually also is a flash in the pan kind of thing. Typically, you're talking about grinding, building.
It is a grind.
Well, the only way this person has managed, they've tried it before, and they've managed on the Hales thing. They've managed to gain some subscribers. Heck, they might even get monetization, but you won't grow beyond that. Like they don't have anything that, again, people aren't going to come and watch your AI mockery of folks, or your 5 years after the fact being like, oh, look, just in breaking news. Here's what Tug looks like. It's like, yeah, 5 years late. Good job. Good job there. Good job. I saw a Fat Boy, by the way, was me. He's like, oh, it looks like Tug's really upset because his ex-wife was brought up. I was like, yeah, you guys really apparently want to derail what she's been doing in her life, and that is sad. It's a sad reality. It's a fucked up thing, to do.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
It is, they want to derail somebody that is not online because they hope that it'll do damage. And, ultimately, it's just more proof of this crazy, you
harassment is proof of the harassment and it's just awful.
Bunch of nut jobs. But anyway, I think I'm good for the day. I think my voice needs to rest. I think I'm gonna hit super chat.
Yeah, you need to rest, and I need to go also check on my kid, see how she's doing. So you guys have a great night and get ready because on Monday, you guys, we are so watching this video. Oh my God, we're rumbling it. So get ready for a Rumble stream on Monday. We will do YouTube for a little bit and then we'll switch over to Rumble. We are going to watch this cooking video with the Heckle and Jekyll.
That'll be funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you go again.
All right.
Tell your kiddo, get better. And we're all praying for her. Right.
Oh, by the way, somebody sent me a Cash App early in the show. Hold on. Let's see. Who was it? Let me say thank you. Because I did see that come through and I wanted to say thank you. And it was from Ketchup. Ketchup, thank you for the 5. Ketchup says, thinking of you guys today. Well, I really appreciate that. Keep praying for my daughter. Those of you who pray, she is in a lot of pain and she's going to be that way for about 3 to 4 days. Is the worst. And then it should start to go down. But surgery is tough. Yeah. So, all right, guys, see you later. Bye.
See ya. All right, folks. Yeah. Also yesterday I missed a Cash App from Troy. Troy sent 5 there. I apologize. I was on with Megan and I didn't notice it until the aftermath. So I wanted to shout you out here today too. Man, I sound like I'm trying for Kermit the Frog. Oh my God, it's getting deeper in the voice. These folks though, I mean, they continue to dig themselves in deeper. What's amazing is, again, you have this person, they use, like I said, they try to use sock accounts. they've tried everything they can to harass and more. And typically, that would be bad enough. But when your lawyer joins in, that's when you have problems. And it's not just some isolated incident of like laughing at how someone looks or whatever. Who cares? Who gives a shit about that? What the problem is again, his channel attached to him as a lawyer in a case that he's on is accusing somebody of SA, is making fun of his male anatomy. That's part of him now. That is his channel. So when they're like, oh, you know, tugging them, they're going after his ability to work, his job. No, he's doing that himself. Why the fuck would you connect yourself to that stuff? That's absolutely insane to do. And you know better as an officer of the court. But on top of that, again, their response with Megan is to create more of the same, you know, more allegations of pretty heinous, awful stuff. And with myself, they created awful allegations too. So, you know, when you boil all of that down, I mean, it's destructive, but it's self-destructive. They also, like I said, the wildest thing is they bring up all of these things that are supposed to be about people. Like for myself, you know, they name all this stuff. Oh, go check this out. Go check that out. If they believed 10% of that, then they would be horrified and terrified because, you know, again, oh, that person does what now? But of course, they just spread things for us to be defamatory. They hope they can do harm. And it's wild considering we're talking about people at the other side of that. You can look at what they've actually done in courts, or depending on the person with the ecosystem, you can look at what they've been convicted of. Not some crazy allegation by someone like them, but what people have actually been convicted. That stuff's not real, though. All of that's illusions. I mean, again, you look up some of these people's names, and I cannot believe that some of these people, they back this madness, you know? And I mean, it'll get ugly. It will. Meanwhile, they are still trying to get other channels to bring in and to cover this mess too. They're still out there. I've been told by a few now that they still have people in the ecosystem begging channels for coverage. Now, they, of course, when they talk about it, they leave out huge swaths like the protective order. They leave that out totally. Or when they talk about it, you know, the protective order and the violations, they somehow try to spin that in some positive light for themselves. They leave out the state cases that collapsed around them. They leave out the fact that there's a bankruptcy file because the person, they want to get out of filing malicious prosecution. Fed 1 and the signs, they leave all that stuff out. So anyway, let's get some super chats here. The Kiwi Crypt Keeper, thanks for the 5. Happy birthday to someone for today, and happy unbirthday to the rest of us. Indeed. Indeed. Somebody out there, you know what you need? You need a little bit of that short arm dance. Happy birthday from all of us to you, baby. Happy birthday, whoever you are. May them short arms make those dreams come true. Yeah, that was good timing, too. Oh, by the way, like I said, I ended up watching Predator Badland today. You know, just talking about some random stuff for a minute here with the girls. The girls, my oldest daughter had gotten on a Predator kick, you know, like Predators. Yeah, I told her to skip, what's that one called? The Predator? That one was pretty awful. But she wanted to go through it, and I hadn't seen Badland. So we watched it. And again, I for them, I actually, like I said, I did not enjoy it, but I thought, you know, it loses some of the element of what makes Predator as well. It's become less of a scary institution, you know, with this frightening thing, and more of like an action fighting monster, which is fine. You know, I enjoyed it. I liked the one where they go to the planet that's like a game preserve. I liked that one as well. I can't remember which ones are like Predators, The Predator, Predator 2. Yeah. The only one I can tell you for sure, like what the names are whoop, give me a second. Alarm. I wonder what that's for. Give me a minute. Let me check and see what that was supposed to be for. I set alarms for myself throughout the day for stuff, and maybe that one. It was supposed to be for this morning. That's why I had one go off at 9:10 this morning. But I thought, man, I was supposed to do something at 9 o'clock. That's why, because I set it for PM instead of AM. Hey, Emma, thanks for the 2. Love this song. Yeah, I really like that intro song. I made about 6 songs together, so I kind of I just had this moment where I wanted to make some music. The one thing I'm trying to find, let me throw this out there to you too. I really liked for a minute that site freebeat.ai, but I ran into a problem with their processing on the site. And when I contacted their customer support, oh yeah, they'll do anything but try to help you. It's going to be your fault. So I would not recommend them at all. I would tell people to give it a hard pass. It's just amazing. Like, their AI locked up in the middle of processing a song, and when it came back, it was a disaster. I'd had 2 really good video creations, not the song, but the video processing, so I don't have to piece them together myself. And it just, so I'm trying to find another one that's good. But yeah, I like the songs themselves. The songs, I've got a couple more that I like, but I'm looking for some good visuals. Let's see. Hey, what's up? That's Mom. Thanks for the 5 there. Chloroseptic, right? This time not expired. Indeed. Man, I'm telling you. Like I said, I feel like I'm on my way to turning into the fats. All I need is some chicken skin and about, I don't know, 32,000 packs of Marlboros. I'll be on my way. I mean, for real. Lord. By the way, they are the perfect anti-smoking campaign. Because when you listen to them hacking up a freaking lung all the time, part of that, if you smoke out there, it's just not good for you. They'd be my billboard for it. I want to sound like this. Well, but yeah, chloroseptic, that was funny. So I started going through some other stuff that I had been given, there was, that nose wash? That stuff that it's like saline solution you can spray. Yeah, there was a bottle of that I'd been given to. And I looked at it, and it was from 2024 expiration. I was like, my God, I wonder what's inside that bottle. Has it grown its own culture? What the hell is in there? But a lot of that people don't think about that with medication. It's funny when after my grandparents had passed, they passed, God, it's been around 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more. But I was going through some of the medication that they had, and some of the stuff I found in their medicine cabinet, I was like, were they taking this? My grandmother had a bottle that had expired from something. I can't remember what it was. It was like a sleep aid or something, like a Dayquil, NyQuil kind of, thing, but I can't remember what it was exactly. But the expiration date was somewhere in, I believe it was like the 80s or early 90s. He's like, oh my God. But hey, I guess it worked for him. Just Jay, thank you for the 5 there. Yeah, it's for his birthday. I know, man. I know. Yes, it is always Jay's birthday. I'm glad. Thank you for throwing that in there, for sure. And we have actual birthday here too. So your birthday today. That's amazing. You know what that means, right?
Happy birthday!
It means it's happy
from
birthday.
Both of us to you.
Happy birthday.
May all your dreams come true.
Happy birthday.
We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
I would sing more, but like I said, my voice is half there. But I appreciate you. I hope you've had a great birthday, by the way. I hope you carved out some time for yourself. That's an important thing. A lot of people forget. Oh, this is funny too. So today I ordered something. The kids, I can't remember what they wanted, but I ordered them something off of Temu, right? It was like $1 with some shipping, right? So they'd ask for it. It was pretty cheap, and arrival time, it looked like it was going to be really good, right? So it arrives today, and I'm opening it up. I'm trying to remember what I got in the kids. It was like some kind of little sorter thing. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I opened it up, and I thought, there's all this cloth inside, and I was like, is this packing or something? No, they sent me a set of bed sheets instead of the right item. Oh my God. There have been so many weird things with Temu, by the way, that I complained about something they sent me, like a notification, and weirdly enough, they sent me something in the mail after I told them to stop. So I wrote their thing and complained about it, and they, for some reason, they gave me credit, like money, to spend. I mean, not like one of their fake advertisements, like actual, like where you get your refunded credit on your account. I got like $5 from today, but they had given me $20 more before. Not the weird, again, all their fake advertisement money, like for real. So I'm like, what's next? What are they going to send me wrong next? Because I'm going to spend it sooner or later. But anyway, Jada, thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you, Jada. Appreciate that. It's awesome. Bradley the Sloth popped in the JJ Bean birthday. That's right. Heck yeah. That's amazing. Gotta love the JJ Bean birthdays and Megan birthday. Isn't it amazing they both share the same pre-birthday? Isn't that amazing? So yeah, so somebody mentioned here too, Emma said, holy, that's a lot of salt. Yeah, if you look up, again, they haven't thrown the diagnosis, but with the medication they give, it's the same for POTS, and part of that with blood pressure, depending on what you're trying to do with it, if you're trying to solidify it, they want salt build up in your system. So is part of it. They tell you to take another 3,000 to 10,000 milligrams of sodium daily, which is 2 to 4 times the average intake, along with 2 to 3 liters of water on a day. That way, it will it plays with your blood. But that's a lot of salt. It is. It's a lot. It's crazy. Rhea Wright, thanks for the 2. Doug's mom's signature dish is pasta sell by date. Indeed. That's really funny. It's funny, like, when people are being helpful for you, and you know a lot of stuff I don't think about the sell by dates on. I never really thought about like it's a chloroseptic. I never thought about that having an expiration date. Vicks Vapo Rub. Does it have an expiration date? I've never looked. I've never even looked to see if that madness has an expiration date. That stuff is so weird and gross. I don't know. I'm sure it does. But at the same time, I've got one in front of me. I'm a little distracted by it for a minute. Now I want to know, is there an expiration date on this can somewhere? Let's see. The only thing I see on it is a marker on the bottom. A lot of times they stamp them, and the marker on the bottom is a polypropylene plastic marker. When I was younger, I worked in a plastic factory. I worked in it for a while, and that's one of the holdovers is when they stamp something. If it's stamped polypropylene or polyethylene or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm looking at what's there. It's kind of funny. But yeah, the sell-by date's funny. Andre, thanks for the 12 months there. The anti-ecosystem seems more desperate. The closer they get to the court cases and bankruptcy, the more they increase their stupidity. Indeed, and I'm astounded sometimes. Again, there's a huge difference. This is their confusion and stuff. There's a huge difference in freedom of speech and going out and just accusing people of insane stuff. I mean, that's you. They should know better. And it amazes me that you have people that actually practice or practiced law, and some of them don't understand the basic tenets of the practice. I mean, they tell people the wrong thing to do all the time. They give them terrible legal advice. It blows my mind. Like they tell them about, again, now you're not rehashing them all, but just saying things like protective orders. The protective orders, they don't matter from state to state. It's somehow recent. That's terrible advice. You get somebody hurt that way. But hey, the ecosystem, right? So dumb. Kiwi Crypt Keeper, thanks for the 10 there. Megan, fruit smoothies are awesome for people who struggle with pain. Yeah, she was saying that she was getting smoothies for her daughter. She's got to be able to eat. It does help with. It definitely helps with digestion if you can't hold down a lot. If you're going in, my stepfather, we used to have to give him a lot of blended food. When we got to a certain point. Because medications, that's one of the things in Tennessee. Tennessee is heavily against marijuana. And I always found like so ridiculous because my stepfather, who was dying from cancer, he was given all these nausea pills and they wouldn't help. We'd have to blend his food and stuff. But the one thing that would help is if he had THC, it helped. So, yeah, but we did a lot of blending and smoothies and stuff like that for sure. What's up, Double Karma? Man, they've been talking about you a lot lately too. They love to bring you up. What kills me is they bring you up as a harasser. They bring you up all the time, and yet they asked you to write them originally. See, that's the thing that like Leslie leaves out of her whole narrative. When she says this person was a harasser, they would write me. Well, they ask people to write them. And then, they would go and they would publish stuff, or they would attack, behind the scenes. They would gaslight. They would put together videos to disparage and more. And yeah, they wanted people to come after them. And like I said, it will be funny if they'll eventually get monetized. They will. But they'll find out it's not a lot of money unless they get a lot of super chats, and they will be cutting into the fans' money. That's when it will get really funny, because they've never had somebody that, like you look at the ecosystem. Ray doesn't do a lot as far as monetization. So they've never had to worry about Ray and money. Stupid Dave's terrible at what he does. Let's just be honest about that. Not many people listen to him. They kind of hate his broadcasts, which is understandable. And, others, like I said, they've never had a contender that takes away from their monetization. So them going out and doing these crazy things, ultimately, even if by some miracle they managed to get some new blood in one day, they would still be competing over the same dollar dues. And that's where it'll get real fun, because Leslie, she'll want to do live. If she sees money and she finds out there'll be a few bucks here or there, she'll want to be on all day long. And the fact is, even if they're not over streaming one another, they're still going to be competing for the same dollars. And when the fats see a huge drop or plummet and I don't think they'll be very happy. Yeah, but Double Car, I think it's funny because they keep bringing you up, and it's amazing considering, like I said, they invited you to the table, and then they didn't like it when you were like, hey, I don't accept this check. So Tug, Megan, Jeremy Hale, Shizzy, Rosalind, check your email ASAP. Let me check it too. Let me see what's all. I've been out of the pocket for most of the day, so give me a second. Oh yeah, I saw that thing. I saw about that. I don't want to mention it though live because it'll give them more eyeballs on it, So I'm not gonna get. But yeah, thank you for noting that too. Fallen Hero, thank you for that gifted membership there, and as important or more importantly, thank you for being here as always. I much appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Just Jay, thanks for the 5 there. Tug made a big obit. Oh, yeah, that's what they apparently are trying to say, I guess. Or actually that I read it, I suppose. Let's look at the wording for that. Because the way they made it, I guess, I don't know what the hell they were really trying to imply that, oh my God, he's the one who found out. They said found out. Is what so, give me a second. It's strange. So a person puts out a fake obituary. People find out about a fake obituary, and somehow they're terrible. I'm curious about that. We also, like I said, we're not the first people to cover it because we knew there was something wrong with all of that. Like I've talked about the obit thing. When we first ran across it, you could tell there was something wrong with it. You could tell right away. Somebody had, and again, I wasn't the one who found it. Somebody else found it, and props to them. I don't think they want to know who they are, but after they found it, they were like, hey, is this legit? So looking at it, it was popping up on a site that wasn't legit. It wasn't it was some place you could give notification, but it wasn't a place that was attached to like a funeral home or anything like that. And slowly one develops into 2 and 2 to 3. Hey kiddo, here it comes. Hey. Give me a second. Hey baby, what you doing?
They're watching TV.
Yeah, so hey, come here for a second. Come here. Did you and Sissy watch that movie today? Y'all finished the giant rat movie?
We weren't watching that today.
Oh, you didn't watch it today?
I don't. If I actually had a rat in my room, I wanted to give it was I said. And I sent a picture of my rat to DJ. And thanks. Maybe I have a rat. You know what my room looks like.
She's convinced that she has a rat in her room. And I told her that if she had a mouse, because we caught that mouse, right? And I told her, if you have a mouse in your room, that's because they're attracted to messes. So that would mean that you would have to clean up any mess in your room, right? And especially if you've hidden food somewhere or something, you need to find it and get it out, So if you did see a mouse, that's why I'd be like, gross, don't chew on your sleeve. That's getting all nasty. Look at that. Yuck.
Okay.
It's not a chew toy though. You little nut. All right, hey, come here. Give me a hug. I gotta finish my stuff up though. My voice sounds terrible. So here, give me a hug. I'm gonna finish up. Love you too. Upstairs, okay?
Okay.
All right. Close my door for me too. Be careful on the steps.
What?
I said be careful on the steps.
I will.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
All right, let me wake this back up here. But it's okay. So the narrative with this was so bizarre because, she goes from Tug had all these people call his job. And now, oh, well, first of all, like I said, I did not have any job that I've ever lost because of other people. I've had weirdos call a job and try to cost it. But again, there was no wrongdoing. There was nothing to fire over. They would have a real problem because, they were well aware that I was online and people were trying to cause problems. But then she's like, oh, Tug did this to me. Wait, what? You just said a month ago that oh man, these other people are involved, but Tug, I don't know if he's involved. I don't think it's that DJ Radis that did it. I mean, it's so crazy. We're not evil and malicious. These people are evil. He's very malicious. Yeah, no, again, you want your husband to represent you in a court of law. Fine. If your husband represents you and he makes up horrendous allegations about one of the people that he's going up against, you damn well better believe that I'm going to report him to the bar. You damn well better believe it. And you damn well better believe that as far as my pursuit of justice, well, again, I think my track record speaks for itself. A lot of people have tried to step up and a lot of people have failed. So we'll see how that goes for you. Let's see. DeFloofy. Oh man, DeFloofy. I've been wondering about you. So thank you for the fun there. DeFloofy greets everyone. Still in hospital, awaiting respiratory review before discharge. Hopefully next week. Purrs to Buck. Hey, appreciate you. And you've really been on my mind lately. You've really been on my mind there. I've been thinking about it and wondering. I'm glad to have an update on how you're doing, and everybody has you in their thoughts and prayers. Appreciate you, my friend. Andre, thanks for the 2 there. Cinnamon sugar breadsticks with cream cheese glaze. Actually, cinnamon sugar sounds really good. I've been in a mood for some cinnamon sugar stuff, so it does sound good. Buck Naked, thanks for the 5. I think Michael stays with her cuz with the different wigs, makeup, and personality. Is with a different woman each night. I mean, who knows? I never, again, the idea that someone would falsely accuse you of something terrible and you not deal with that and separate from it. It's crazy. I mean, we've seen the police calls. We've seen all of that stuff. It is unreal. Is it not? Travis, thanks for 2. Who's to say she didn't down the kid? Who knows? I personally, with them, I just with her termination, I guess this is the best way to go. Her termination, she was within 90 days. In Florida, they can terminate you for whatever in 90 days. And they do not have to give you cause. If they gave her some kind of cause, I would love to see that. And I would love to see how, in some way, that she could legitimately connect my name to something. Again, them telling the world that people in this ever-changing narrative got her fired. All that is her continuing to defame, So, not a smart move. Her lawyer being part of it is not a smart move too, And thanks for the 5. Fuck's sake, she called the popo because he turned off the internet. Yes, indeed. That's dangerous. We talked about that. I thought that was pretty crazy. That was pretty crazy when we looked at it. And funny, but at the same time, maybe we need to go back over some of those. They were so loony and, nuts. Maybe people that don't remember, because, we had this gap with some of her insanity. Maybe we do need to review that stuff. Lord. Big Deb, thanks for 5. Can't help wondering if you got a hold of old classmates from high school, would you be referred to as a mean girl and a bully? I wonder that as well. Again, it's funny when people think that popularity component, it's like they think that somehow in some way, like, oh my God, I'm such a beautiful person. I'm all these great things. And why do they think that, by the way? Well, I guess people placate them enough. I don't know, but it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild what they base their lives and livelihoods on too. They unfortunately as well, they're when they insult people like audiences over age, they like to insult saying, "Oh, look at these old women," and I'm like, you know, the people that are listening to you are older women, oftentimes. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should love them for who they are. You shouldn't insult them for the way that they look or their age or discriminate because of, you know, the things that they enjoy. It's so bizarre. It is. It is so bizarre. By the way, like I said, it's funny too. Like I said, miltoast. I guess he wants some. You know what? I mean, we can go gloves off, miltoast. We can talk about arrests for you. We can talk about all kinds of stuff if you'd like to do that. If you really want to go that route, buddy. You know, if you want some. I mean, seriously. You know, again, he got real butthurt about. We were just a couple of months out of him writing exorbitantly long screeds about how he's a victim. And now he's been trying to get, he's been having his fantasies about, you know, being able to beat on people and stuff. Oh, it's just boxing. Sure. Sure it is. No, you have violent fantasies about other people. I think that's telling too. Hey there, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, my friend. It is good to see you, by the way. I appreciate you. Always appreciate seeing the avatar too. It makes me laugh. Thank you. Mary Maldu, thank you for the 22 friggin' months. That's awesome. Mary, I appreciate you, by the way. I see you out there all the time. Thank you. To my 2 favorite YouTubers. Hi, get them, guys. Enough is enough. Well, first of all, like I said, thank you. I very much appreciate you. And yeah, you know, ultimately, the judicial system is very slow, but it's been good that it's been slow. They get very comfortable in what they do because it moves at the speed of a snail. They think that nothing will happen, you know, because again, you're waiting on docket entry. But the good thing about that is they continue to work themselves into that. Such just craziness. Yes, Tree God, thank you for noting it. That's the rest of the story. I appreciate you noting that because I could not remember how that ended. You know, we kind of stuck in there. I was like, what is that? My naked, thanks for the 5. Superficial people only see what's in front of the camera. They see no behind the scenes, so it must be easy, and they will be rich and famous. Yeah, they think. They think so many things are so well. It's astounding to me too. They aren't judging people on looks. Like when you talk about a person being a geek, for example, that's not a value judgment on looks. That's a value judgment on what you enjoy in life. Because again, I would never tape my face in 42 different ways or attach rubber bands to my hair to try to hold my face on. And because of that, apparently I'm focused on the wrong things. You know, for myself, I don't believe chasing name brands or any of that stuff matters. You know, I have, for myself, I considered a success where I could buy a used Armada. That way I had a big vehicle that I can step in because I'm tall, I have room, and my kids can be safe. Whoa, man. I don't chase name brands. I don't see any point in any of it. You know, instead, I think you could enjoy yourself, have fun with life. You only get one shot. You know, trying to keep up with other people and trying to pretend that you aren't yourself. Who are you then? You know, ultimately, if your entire life is an obsession with maintaining your look from when you were, you know, an adult teen or in your 20s, it's impossible. It is. It's absolutely impossible. And as you bitter and become nastier and nastier as you age, unfortunately, that becomes who you are. People notice that a lot better than they notice just what it's outside, you know. But anyway, yes, it's very superficial. Gina, thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you for that, by the way. Very much appreciate you too. Love those. Thank you. Sherry, thanks for the $5. Tell Megan to tell Nick that Randy donated his time to being home for Jeremy's auction. Not sure of the date. Yeah, I'm going to ask about that. I'd heard something about that. I thought that was kind of cool, you know, because Nick, if you missed out on that, by the way, Nick had said something about that, you know, the tie during during Lynette's depot, you know, about having that. So he ended up donating it, you know, for auction, which I think is kind of awesome. I think that's a cool item there. You know, there are certain things that, you know, mark a certain moment in time, and I kind of like that idea. So I think that'll be cool to see. My dad's claw. Thank you for the 5 months. Neocentron is what you need. Hope you feel better. Remember, innocent people don't hide evidence. Indeed. That's a that's a biggie too. Yes. You know how many channels these people have deleted, by the way? Do you realize how many videos that they've made? You realize, like, with my my videos I've picked up and saved, just the insane types of videos. There are, God, I think there are, with not counting all republications, there are hundreds and hundreds of them. You know, we had 100, like I said, shorts in 3 days alone. You would think somebody would be like, hey, this isn't smart. Maybe we need to stop that. But no, nope. That's not the advice she gave us. I guess too, you know, you would also think, while you have you have something on the docket where you're supposed to, you know, be going out and you're supposed to be taking care of some business, you would think that they would be doing, like, going to cases or, you know, involving themselves with that. Nope, of course not. It's them getting involved in doing makeup tutorials and more. So Max Lab, thanks for the 2. Sorry, I missed. I fell asleep. Hey, it's all good, man. We gotta sleep too, brother. You know. By the way, Max Lab is still on his chase for the. He's chasing down his 3,000 watch hours. So he posts docket items, anything that comes up, he posts on his channel. So if you want to check those out there, that's always a good way to keep up on the docket. And it supports, again, the chase as it moves forward. Appreciate you, brother. Travis, thanks for the 2. I'm glad you're on, brother. Been a rough week. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, it's been a crazy one here too, man. It has been a crazy one. I'll have to tell you all some of that probably tomorrow with all the insanity. But I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to, you know, to be able to hang out with you folks. That's always a good highlight of the day. So I do it usually, even if I sound like a Kermit the Frog. You know, I still try to get out here and do it. Clear as mud. Thank you for the 38 months there. Thank you, Clear as Mud. I always appreciate you, by the way. You know, there are some of you out there that I just, like I said, I recognize over time because you've been around for a long time. And like I said, 3 years plus. Thank you. That's much appreciated. Travis, thanks for the 10. This is for the girls, brother. I thank you, man, for candy, lip gloss, whatever, and to help you out. Without this channel, I hate to think what road I would have gone down after and during my probation. This channel kept me sane. Well, I appreciate that, man. You know what, though? I appreciate you, too. Like I said, you've shared positivity in your stories, you know, your actual life story that I'm sure has resonated with other folks too. You've talked about struggles, you know, and what it shows people is that in the moment, it's like we're all human, you know, we all deal with issues. We deal with reality. You know, some people like to dress up life and pretend that it's not a struggle, but you know, life is a struggle. And one of the things I've always appreciated about you is that you talk about bad choices and you own them and you try to make better choices. you know, so I'm glad you've been here too, my friend. You know, I appreciate you there. Let's see, Max, thanks for the 2 there. So Randy's tie will be auctioned Sunday. That's good. That'll be fun to watch. I really want to know what that'll go for and how that'll go. You know, I think that'll be, like I said, a lot of fun. Just the idea, the way that it got brought up was fun, period. So it actually being part of an auction and, you know, being able to help out too. Like it goes for something that's necessary. And on top of it, it's actually, like I said, it's quite entertaining too. So that's kind of cool. And Blake, what's up? Thanks for the 8 months there. Take care of yourself. Oh yeah, for sure. You know, it's just, unfortunately, we do a show where we talk. You know, I'm lucky. I'm fortunate. I get to do it at home. So even if I feel like crap, I only have to put in a little bit of time. You know, and most people, I feel very fortunate in my job. I get to be at home, do whatever, you know, and I only have to put in so many, you know, I do have to put in hours reading these stupid people's crap, but what a job, man. What a job. So I appreciate you noting that too, but I'm going to call it here. I think Just Jay is live. I would set up a redirect, but I'm just going to go and rest my voice. I think I'm going to go lay down. I will more than likely see you tomorrow, but I appreciate you folks. And yeah, we'll catch you.